All right, good evening, viewers. It's time for another exciting episode of the Men's Lounge. You know, every other time when you know it's 9 p.m. and it's a Thursday, what else can you think of? Just join us in the lounge and let's have all the discussions that you've been waiting for. So last week, we did speak about buildings, you know, your dream house, whether your first house is supposed to be your dream house or your dream house. I mean, we learned a lot and how to even approach it. And remember, we said that the first step is to think and the next step is to achieve. So think and then start rolling things down. So that's what we did last week. And this week, we'll be discussing another topic that's also very, very interesting. You know, men, apart from our homes trying to own the house, there's another thing that we love most. You and I know is the cars. You know, men and our cars, we don't joke with it. But there's an interesting thing. I think men love cars, but the women love the cars the most. When we get there, we understand what I mean by that. And so feel free and join us on all our social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, all of them at ETV Ghana. I'm sure you can see some. You know why I keep these cars over here? Okay, today I'll tell you why. So Facebook, Twitter, all the other social media platforms at ETV Ghana. And I need you to also start sending us what your dream cars are. You can even send me a picture of what your dream car is. And I'd love to see it. Okay, so it's 020-2222-054. That's our WhatsApp number. 020-2222-054. Send me what your favorite model of a vehicle is, and I'll be glad for us to discuss it. Now, one thing I'll also need to say is that, remember I said last week that GMABC, we are still having auto month, and so servicing your car, how to get your dream car, how to even manage, keep your car and everything. Look, people can buy cars and even have it for 10 years and nothing happens to it. There is what they do. They service frequently. They do what they have. And these are the things that we are teaching you this month at GMABC. Thanks to Casapreco Alomobites, we are also able to bring you the Men's Lounge from the studio, and also from Yamvita. Yamvita is part of the Promasidor group, and they have a lot of good stuff for kids. Thanks to them too, we are able to bring you this show. I'm going to go on my very first break. When I'm back, I will introduce my guest. He's a car dealer, you know, he knows a lot of things about cars. And you know what he drives, Charlie, you marvel. But yeah, I'll tell you when we are back. And so I'm going to go on my very first break. When we're back, we delve straight to the discussions. Please stay with us.
July is the month of wheels at GMABC.
Partner with our brands YFM, Happy FM, and ETV Ghana in the month of July to be part of our in-depth discussion on licensing,
Ownership, maintenance,
and everything automobile.
You can have an opportunity to promote your automobile brands, accessories, and services across all our television and radio stations,
in addition to digital platforms. It's the GMABC Automobile Month throughout the month of July.
Keep your dial right here and let's warm up with great conversations in July. For enquiries and sponsorship, call or WhatsApp
02022220095
or 024-288-4571.
So, welcome back if you're just joining us. We just started the Men's Lounge and we'll be discussing cars today. And just from that advert that you saw, feel free and make those calls and make those inquiries and even come to support the month of wheels. We call it Auto Month, and it's the month on wheels. And so call the number 020-2222-054 to make some inquiries, or 0242884571, and ask all the questions that you wish to ask. It will be great to have you being part of this. So before I left, I told you that we are going to have a very good discussion, and my guest in the studio, very fine. Yes, that's the only thing, but yeah, fine gentleman, you know. His name is Kwesi Osei. Okay, he has a very nice other name, but we'll keep that one. Before we leave, I'll tell you the other name, but his name is Kwesi Osei. He's a vehicle enthusiast. He's a car enthusiast. He loves toys like I do, okay? And so that's his name, and he's going to be having all the discussions about our kind of toys, you know, with me. Kwesi, Akwaba.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know, these days of Corona, this is what we do. You know that thing. That's all. It's saying. How's the week been for you?
It's been fabulous. It's been topsy-turvy, but it's been great. And thank God tomorrow is Friday.
Thank God tomorrow is Friday. You heard that word. People who love speed, cars, they like using such words. Topsy-turvy.
Topsy-turvy.
Topsy-turvy or turvy.
Yeah. topsy-turvy.
You heard it. They like to use those kind of words. That tells you that, Charlie, today we are discussing something interesting. Well, so every man's dream is to, buy a house, own a house, build a house. But there's another dream that we love most, and that has to do with owning a car. Over the years, some people think cars are necessities. Others think it's luxury. Others find it, well, yeah, people just love toys with movable joints, and so they prefer to have cars. But today we are going to find out what is it about men and the love affair they have with their cars. Why are men so crazy about cars? Crazy. I'm sure you are one. In fact, I know you are one. Why are you so crazy about cars?
I love my toys.
You love your toys.
I love my toys. And for me, cars are functions. They are tools. So men will love their cars, not necessarily because of how they were raised, but because cars is a function for the activity that they do. If you realize, most men are socialized differently. So growing up, you realize that ladies are socialized differently. You find our sisters most often with mom in the kitchen doing household chores, and then the boys are either mowing the lawn or probably around the car, and daddy says, go and wash my car for me. So that activity will get us into developing some form of affinity with vehicles. So yes, men will love cars naturally because they were socialized differently, and our women or our sisters will love cars too, or probably the household activities differently. But all in all, times have changed, and our women are loving the
Yeah, I
cars.
was going to go there. So that actually brings me to that $1 million question. So it is seen that men have a certain love affair, with our cars. So then my question to all of you, and I need you to send me this by WhatsApp. Just send it to me, 02022222054. Men, we love our cars. But the men and the women, which of them loves the cars most and why? I'm asking this question because, well, they say that the women see cars and they're like, ooh. And the men also see. So I want to know, the men and the women, who loves the cars most? Please, let me have your answers. So, Kwesi, back to you. Talking about men and why or how much they love their cars, there's obviously that thought that comes to mind that, okay, so dream car. What is a dream car? Like, what's supposed to be a dream car? And what kind of car should be a dream car? Is there anything like a dream car at all?
Yes, there is.
There is?
We are different people, so obviously we would have different dreams. There is nothing like a universal dream. So what I will see as a dream car will be different from what you see as a dream car. So yes, there is always a dream car.
So what qualifies to be a dream car?
That car that you've seen in some movie, or some guy pulls up in some vehicle and then you're like, wow, I want to own this, I want to drive this. So that mental picture in your mind, that's the brand you see, tips you off your toes.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like, okay, that's my dream car. I want to drive this car.
Interesting. And so, would you say then that dream cars are not necessarily the most recent big cars that we see around? Can a dream car be some old car?
Yes.
It can?
Sure. I would want to drive a 1967 Mustang Shelby. That's an old car. Someone wants to drive the latest Lamborghini. Someone wants to drive a Toyota Corolla. Someone wants to drive a Toyota Yaris. So yes, obviously, dream cars may not necessarily be the current car that you are seeing on the market, but what you have seen, you feel like you like, it's a function of your pocket, your economy, your finances. That will be your dream car.
Interesting. You mentioned
1967
67 Shelby.
Ford Mustang Shelby.
So, if you remember this movie, Gone in 60 Seconds. I remember this car so well, and I saw the performance of this thing.
Oh my God.
And look, this is a toy. Trust me. I just love toys, And so seeing this kind of vehicle kind of makes me even have goosebumps because this thing, man, it's just non-comparable. But however, are you driving your dream car now?
I'll say I'm driving my dream brand.
Mm.
My dream car will be the BMW M8 2020.
M8 2020.
Yes, a BMW M8 Grand Coupe 2020 model.
I see. But your dream vehicle or your dream brand is obviously BMW.
The ultimate driving machine.
I think you go for power then. You know, I've been asking myself, so what are some of the things that inform a man, to buy a vehicle? Is it power? Is it speed? Is it consumption, like economy? Is it style? From where you sit, what are some of the things that drives a man to choose a particular kind of car? Let's try and put some of these things into perspective. So if a man is going for a vehicle for style, what would be your choice if you were to advise?
So his style will be like his class. He's someone who likes fashion, so he'd want something latest trend.
Like,
so I'll be biased here.
Oh yeah, like
I'll be biased.
Just
here.
mention it, like so somebody's going for style, like a man wants to go for
someone
style.
wants to drive an S-Class.
S-Class, Mercedes, you mean?
Mercedes-Benz.
There's something
S-Class.
interesting about that vehicle, So you can try this at home, and it's not a joke. Mention any name of a vehicle, and you never end up showing your 32. You don't smile. But the moment you mention a Mercedes, naturally the teeth comes up. Mercedes. Or they mention any other one, BM, like you bought, Audi, like something they wronged you. Mercedes, the smile comes naturally. You don't realize that. So if you're going for style, that's what you go for. What about power?
On any day, I'll go for a Ferrari.
Ferrari for power.
Yeah.
Interesting. What other brand would you go for power?
My love will take me to a BMW.
A BMW.
BMW comes with everything. You have style, you have performance, you have class, and on any day it will serve multi-purpose.
On any day it serves a multi-purpose.
Exactly.
All weather, eh?
All weather.
You don't think Toyotas will beat the BMs to the all weather style?
So yes, for me, my dream car will be that BMW.
Well, I get
so
that.
for another person, a Toyota will do the trick. So it may not necessarily be one.
So I've been looking at our Ghanaian system, and there are people doing even events. I know about this event that has all BMW owners traveling to the mountains, or the Mercedes, it's been happening around. But I've been thinking about vintage cars. I'm sure you know what vintage cars are. That there are some classic vehicles that you hardly see. You just see them once in a while. And people actually own them in this country. You'll be surprised. But I'm trying to figure out this thing out. So are vintage cars a big thing in Ghana?
Yes, they are.
They are?
If you're not in that group, you wouldn't know. So there was a show at the West Hills Mall somewhere last year where classic cars were displayed. And then another show somewhere at Royal Senchi.
Royal Senchi.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was the Mercedes, the
Yes.
old classic Mercedes.
Exactly.
There was one I saw. I couldn't believe. I didn't think it ever was in this country.
You can imagine.
This old man with some
There's
white
some
beard
vehicles.
driving it. I was like, wow, this man got class, man. He's got style. I see.
It would take you off your feet. Vintage cars, classic cars, cars before the Second World War. I will put vintage cars to vehicles before the Second World War, and classic cars, vehicles after the Second World War.
So vintage ones before, classic ones after the Second World War.
Exactly.
Chai, that's a wide range of years, to
Yeah.
put the difference between the two.
That you can tell from the technology and the designs
And
of
the
those
design.
vehicles. So vehicles between 1930 before the Second World War look very much different from the vehicles after the Second World War. And they are great to drive.
So, talking about dream cars, at what is there a particular age, being men, like is there a particular age that you need to wait, and You know, last week I remember when we were talking about owning a house or building a house. People were asking, so at what age? It didn't really matter the age. I mean, you can start when you feel it's possible to start. It's just a matter of you thinking it and trying to get it done. And so, when it comes to buying your dream car or owning your dream car, is there a particular age that a man has to be before you drive? I'll give you an experience with a policeman one night when I was driving. Is there a particular age?
I don't think there is a particular age to own your dream car. Like I started, it's a function of your finances. So if you think you can afford it, you think you can maintain it. I always tell people that you should buy cars that you can twice maintain. So if I can maintain a Range Rover, I'll buy it. So this guy is 22 years old. He's playing football for Manchester City or Liverpool, my team.
That kind of money is different discussion. That's not what I'm talking about.
So yes, it's a function of your pocket.
Uh,
If I can afford it, I'll buy it, regardless of my age. So I'm 19 years, and I think that I can afford a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW. I'll buy it because I love it. If I can afford a Toyota Camry, I'll go for it.
Okay, so you just need to, as far as you can twice maintain that vehicle, you are good to go.
You are good to go.
So it doesn't matter the age.
It doesn't matter the age. And you can have a 70-year-old man who will probably want to drive a Toyota Yaris. That is what he wants to drive.
Yeah.
It's not because he can't afford it, but that is what he wants to drive.
And then you can have an 18, 19, or 20-year-old who wants to drive some Ferrari.
These days, the young men are driving the C300s, the G-Wagons, the M5s, the X7s, because they can afford it.
Yeah, it's a matter of you making sure that you can afford and also you can maintain, isn't it?
They are living their dream.
So that's the new what do you call it?
The G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon.
Bravos.
I saw it being launched. I think it's early this year. Yeah, about early this year. I saw it and I followed it. I saw the interior and everything. It was amazing.
It's an amazing piece of artwork.
I tell you, you can tell that whoever designed it sat down, thought through it, and put it together. It's looking for the right word. It's sweet. Let me just put it that way. It's just sweet. It's just sweet. So I'm going to personalize this one a little bit, and I need you to tell me. I'm going to give you 4 or 5. Okay, 5. You're going to give me your top 5 cars. Share with me your top 5 cars.
My top 5 cars.
For somebody who is a vehicle enthusiast, you love toys like I do. Share with me your top 5 cars.
So I will start from the bottom.
You will tell me why. You mentioned the first one, you tell me why.
I will start from the bottom.
Let's go.
So
number
like
5.
I said, I will go for the G-Wagon Bravos.
G-Wagon. Why?
The Bravos.
So for those of you who don't know what the G-Wagon, I mean, the men even know G-Wagon. The women know G-Wagon more than us. So that's the G-Wagon, and this is the most current model available. It's crazy.
So on any day, on road, off road, it will still do the trick.
Yeah.
And you pull up in the G-Wagon, you turn heads, and the sound of that vehicle will tip you off your feet. So
sometimes you feel it's a motorbike.
It's as though something is happening somewhere.
Yeah.
But for all you know, it's just the sound of a vehicle.
Yeah.
That's coming. It's loud. And the piece of artwork in terms of stitches, design in there, it's amazing. My number 4 will probably be a Lamborghini.
Lamborghini, a Lambo for number 4.
Yes.
If a Lambo is at number 4, I'm just wondering what number 1 will be. Okay, so why would you go for a Lambo?
It's fast.
Okay.
It's fast, and it's just something that you may think is out of the ordinary. The technology into a Lamborghini is amazing.
Yeah, it's well thought through. I know that.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And you pull up in a Lamborghini, the pace, 0 to 60 seconds, the sort of power, it blows your mind off. You find it, I like adventure. So I want to understand why. I want to move and find out what's happening.
Okay.
just to spin the wheels.
All right, so we've done the 5, which happens to be the the wagon. Then we have a Lamborghini for number 4. Before you go to 3, 2, and 1, there's a message coming through from Anna. You see, I told you, the women, we claim we love cars, but I think the women love the cars more than us. Just that they don't make noise. What a car one shout,
One shout.
They
One
love the
shout.
cars more than, but they don't tell us. And so this is coming from Anna Duncan, and Anna says, "I like the show, Kwesi, great one there. Can I get a beautiful car for 20K? I'm sure it's 20K, maybe 20,000 cedis. If it's dollars, I'm sure 20 cedis, 20,000 cedis. I'm sure you can still get Anna Kwesi Meboa.
Definitely.
So let's shoot straight to number 3.
Number 3. I'll go for an Aston Martin DB11 V8.
Aston Martin
Yes.
DB11 V8. It's a petrol vehicle.
Yes.
4.2 liter.
Yeah.
Hey. Why do you want to drive it in the sky? Because it's. I mean, well, so that's an Aston Martin,
Yeah.
as you can see over there. I think this is a 2019 model.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a 2019 model.
You know how I see it? Look at the rims very well. The trim
Yeah.
of the rims, you can tell from there. Yeah.
So I'm not the only car enthusiast sitting
Oh,
on this show.
no, but you are the one supposed to be talking, not me. Yeah, so that's the Aston Martin. So that's the number 3.
Yes, that's my number 3.
Still wondering what your number 2 and 1 will be. Let's go. Number 2.
I think we've discussed number 2 already.
I don't remember.
Okay, so I mentioned the 1967 Ford Mustang
Oh, Shelby.
Yes.
That car.
Eleanor.
Yeah. I keep saying that those who don't know this car and its performance, just go look for that movie. Gone in 60 seconds. Just watch it. And you see the performance. It wasn't just a movie. It was a real advertising, trust me. When I saw that movie, I was like, whoa.
That brings us back to brand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I watched the movie. I enjoyed the movie. But then I saw this vehicle and it's my dream car.
Oh, okay. So now let's go to number 1.
Number 1, like I mentioned, on any day, style, class,
Power.
power, performance. You can't go wrong with the ultimate driving machine.
Oh, that's you call it.
The ultimate driving machine.
I say, and which one is that one? The
And that's a BMW.
When I was
M8.
growing up, I heard it was called BMW, Be My Wife. That's what I heard it was called.
You are right.
So obviously a very good companion. So that's a BMW right there. Wow. Is it this particular model or
This is an older model. This we call the 2JZ.
the 2JZ?
But
I
the
think they said-
M8 itself
Mhm.
is the 2020 model. This like a 2007 model.
Correct.
That's the M8 2020.
This is a machine.
It's not just a machine, the ultimate driving machine.
Well, so that goes from Kwesi for his top 5. That's his top 5. Now, when we look at you and I as men, some of these cars are so beautiful. Me, I've seen a car and I couldn't think of anything but to say this car belongs to a woman. You can see some vehicles and think that, oh, Charlie, this car fits a woman. It doesn't fit a man. So then, from where you sit, I mean, being a car dealer, an enthusiast, people come to you a lot. People talk to you a lot about cars. Let's look at the men that come to you. What kind of vehicles and why do they come for those vehicles? What kind of vehicles do they do? What manly vehicles do they come for?
Okay, so you get clients walking up to you and they want a car that's masculine like. So I say cars differ in trims, design, by model, and on top of it all you have your finances to take care of it as well. So yes, you could have a car that looks like a feminine car, but that's what a man likes because that's what he can afford.
Okay, so it all comes back to
So-
what the man can afford.
Affordability. That's the first one. And then these days you have car manufacturers going into accessories quite a lot.
Okay.
So body kitting, accessories, styling, design, you have all those accessories in order to make the car look bold and aggressive.
Yeah.
And you probably want to paint it in a different color. So you find someone driving a white car or even pink. I've seen a purple BMW, and I was.
I think I've seen it too. I've seen it somewhere in Tema. It should be around Tema somewhere. I've seen it. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's a function of finance.
Okay.
And interest, so to say.
Well, so it's rather a function of finance. I mean, your pocket, what your pocket can afford, and then
Yeah.
your interest for a particular vehicle, I suppose. So
Sure.
it's not necessarily what cars are manly,
Manly,
really. It's
exactly.
who comes for it and what their choices are. We're going to go on our next, on our on our break. But before I go, I have this one to read, and this is coming from Bricks. And Bricks says, "Good evening, Kwesi. Nice job there. My dream car is the Mini Cooper. Wow, I've seen the Mini Cooper. I know the country, and then the country type, and then the S, whatever. It has some other name.
Yeah.
So the Mini Cooper, that's my dream car, the convertible. Wow, I drove it once, and trust me, it's a nice toy." Okay, Bricks, thank you very much for sending us this. And then I love my Camrys. Give me red 2015 Camry. That's heaven for me. Perpetual, thank you very much. You see, 2 women already sent messages. The men are sleeping. I told you, the women love the cars more than us. We'll go on this break, and we'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are in the lounge, and today we are discussing toys, not just toys, but men and our toys. And you know what our toys are? Cars. We love our cars, but it's beginning to look like the women love the cars more than us. But yeah, we'll see. So we're going to continue, but I'll read a message coming from, this is coming from Messi. So good evening, I'm Messi. I want to know what should one look out for when going in for a vehicle, a car. Some people talk about engines, speed, and fuel consumption. I want to know more. Messi, we are gradually getting into that, and so we'll tell you more when it gets there. This is also coming from Kwame. Great show, gentlemen. Ladies love the car, but guys use it to the maximum, saving to buy a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. Hey, Kwame, I wish you well. So somebody says, hi, I want Rolls-Royce Vision Next 100. Interesting. People have big dreams, but that is good. That's your dream car, and you need to save and get it. For me, when you get it, I'll come and drive it. You know what I mean? Because I want a Rolls Royce too. Kwesi, we are back. So, you know, Messi sent a message asking what are some of the things to consider, you know, when you want to buy, trying to buy a vehicle. So let's start from one point. So what are some of the things you need to look out for when you're buying a car?
So for me, if you're buying a vehicle, what I'll say is that you need to research on the vehicle. So go online, check reviews, and specifically you check negative reviews.
Negative reviews.
Negative reviews. Find out exactly what people are saying. Like I always say, buying a car is like a relationship. There is never a perfect one, but you manage that relationship with your partner.
Yeah.
So you are going to have some form of affinity with that vehicle. What is it that you don't like about the car? So you need to research, go into reviews, talk to people. You can't read reviews of a vehicle in the US and compare it to reviews here in Ghana.
Certainly
So you
not.
definitely talk to people around.
Yeah. Yeah. True. So people are still sending in their vehicles. So somebody says, I want McLaren 720s 2020. Hi. McLaren 720 2020. Hey, Charlie, people, I'm on for pal. Anyway, so you know, in our country here, there are the brand new cars and then there are the home use cars. I mean, the home use market has grown; it's become very huge, and I can tell you for a fact that maybe I probably should, you know, start a research into this. You just might find out that individuals probably are even buying more of the home use vehicles than the brand new vehicles. For companies, yes, you know, definitely they're going for. But maybe I should do that research and find out. But in Ghana, there is the two. what are the advantages and disadvantages of some of these, like the home use vehicles as against the brand new, or the brand new as against the home use vehicles? Let's look at the home use vehicles first. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages?
We are talking about the vehicle that has been used already. You may or may not know the history of the vehicle. If it's available, sometimes you can go online and check the history of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And then you decide whether or not you still want to get it. But if you're buying a home use vehicle, your chances are that, yes, it will take you the extra mile, but I can bet you that you would have some form of maintenance that you need to do. Compared to if you're buying a brand new vehicle. First of all, the cost of buying a used car here in Ghana, it's less compared to how much money you need to dish out to buy a brand new vehicle. So we are comparing two vehicles here.
Yeah.
You probably want to buy one at a cost of 70,000 Ghana cedis and a brand new car that is twice the cost of it.
Yeah.
So you are saving in terms of the initial investment in purchasing that car, which will save your pocket. But at the end of the day, you have reliability issues on that used vehicle that you are buying as well. As compared to if you're buying a brand new vehicle, you know that servicing is assured from the dealership. It's, as they say, tier rubber. So if you have any issues, you go back to the dealership and then you tell them that this is it. But for a used car, you can't go back to the guy at the garage and tell him, because you've already driven it and that contract is already signed and sealed.
Yeah. Yeah. So then that some of the advantages here with the brand new ones are that you're likely to save cost after buying, you know, because servicing sometimes well assured, you are giving some guarantee for a certain number of months or years, you know, things like that. And then from the other side, sometimes you get, sometimes you don't get.
So it's a 50-50 chance
Yeah.
that you would have reliability issues or not.
Okay. I mean, for those sending the messages, please remember to add your names. You know, when we know your names, it helps us to relate to you. It makes it nice. You know what I mean? So somebody says he loves, well, I don't know whether it's a he or she, but this is S-Class. S-Class. And S-Class, I'm not sure, but, well, so S-Class definitely Mercedes. And that should be a bigger engine because the S-Classes have bigger engines. So that means the person likes speed and power. Yeah, speed, no, style, speed, and power. Charlie, that's a nice combination. And then somebody says, I like Hyundai Grand i10. That's interesting. So, you know, the choices come in here because it will matter most what's in your pocket and what you feel you can get out of it. So somebody likes the i10. And then somebody says, Kwesi, you know the deal. The ultimate driving machine, BMW. I will always select it among all cars any day. And this is coming from Kenito. Kenito, thank you very much for this message. So, you know, we keep hearing 1.1, 999cc, 1.5 liter, 1 point this, 2.0, 3 point. Some cars currently, I know there's a V12. Some cars are, let's not even go there, but the most common ones we know in Ghana are up to like V8 and all that. What does this mean? Then what is it? 1 point this, 1 point, what is it? What does it mean?
So when we say a car is 1.0 or 2.0 or 3.0, normally we are talking about the cubic centimeters of that car. So it's always rounded off to the nearest whole number. So it's probably 1.99 something and it's rounded off to 2.0. So the car has 2,000 cubic centimeters.
Okay.
Now, each vehicle comes with cylinders. It could be either 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder, regardless. In each and every cylinder where the process takes place, you have a measurement. That measurement of volume in each cylinder divided by the 2.0. So I have one cylinder, which is, let's say we are talking about a 2.0 liter engine. So that's 2,000 cubic centimeters. 4-cylinder. So we divide 4 by 2,000. So each cylinder is 500. So 5 by 4 is 20. So 2,000 cubic centimeters.
Okay.
So one cylinder is 500. Another cylinder, 500. Third cylinder, 500. Fourth cylinder, 500. That volume in each cylinder is what makes the 2.0 cc. So cc is cubic centimeters.
Okay, so Kwesi, this is the technical explanation. It's like telling me that 1 centimeter is this number of meters, and that's not what I want. What is it? What
So
is it? What
that
does
is-
it do? If I know it's okay 2.0, so what? What
That
does
is
it do?
basically the power of the vehicle.
The power of the vehicle.
The power of the
It
vehicle.
doesn't have anything to do with fuel.
So it's the process. So we'll go back to that technicalities again. So that process, where you also have fuel combusting together with the spark plugs to produce that fire,
Okay.
to get the car moving. That process is what we call the CC. So let's say two people, an adult, and then a 6-year-old, maybe 10-year-old, and even an 18-year-old. Both of them can go a certain journey, right? So if they are moving, the 18-year-old can move faster than the 10-year-old. It all depends on their strength and the energy they have in them. So that energy, breaking it into a layman's term, that energy in that child is what is moving them. That energy is that 1.0, a 2.0, or a 3.0 liter engine. So if you realize most cars with the bigger engines are faster than other cars that have smaller engines, like a 1.0 engine. At the end of the day, don't forget, all of them will take you to your destination.
Yeah.
But how fast can you go?
So then the 1.0 and the 2. And the all, it's all a matter of the power
Exactly.
that the vehicle has.
Sure.
And obviously the power also relates to how much fuel it consumes, if I'm right.
Yeah.
In powering that kind of
vehicle, exactly.
vehicle. So then that means that the 1.0 people, they won't buy much fuel, but the 2 and the rest, they probably will be crying for fuel.
So these days, technology has made powering a vehicle so easy. There are turbocharged engines.
Yeah.
So you could have a 2.0 liter turbocharged engine, and you could have a 3.0 liter engine that is not turbocharged. The 2.0 liter engine with a turbocharger will definitely still do the same performance as a 3.0 liter engine without a turbocharge.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the messages again. And I have this one coming from, well, please add your name next time. But on a more serious note, we cannot debunk the actual service cost of new cars. In reality, it is still a challenge with the level of economy in Ghana. In as much as in the long run, it may be economical. It's only a few that can afford the new cars and their service cost. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. So this one, somebody says his name is Richmond. Richmond says he wants the BMW Vision Next 100. I don't know what that one is. I'm sure they are now building it somehow. So my dream car is 2020 Mercedes AMG, a 35 sedan. Oh, A35 sedan, but I love BMW, so my big man should let me drive his own small. Well, Cartoon says that he wants to drive your vehicle small. Good show. That will be the advice you would give to a first-time car user. Should it be smaller engine or a bigger engine? This coming from Boy, a first-time car buyer, first-time car user. What would be your advice? Small engine or big engine?
To Nimoy, I'll tell him that if he has money, and depending on what he wants, he either goes for a big engine or a small engine. I don't know Nimoy's pocket, but Nimoy will probably want to drive a big car, a fast car. So I can't tell Nimoy that, oh, Nimoy has the money to spend. If you have the money to spend, go for a big engine. Go for the car that will give you that
The comfort.
enthusiasm.
The adventure. All right. So, you know, somebody's already talking about maintenance, whether it's a brand new car, all that maintenance. But you also realize that the new generation engines are also, you know, different. 10, 15 to 20 years ago, we have engines that, for example, if you take diesel vehicles, for example, the tappers made so much noise, like that. Now the new engines, same diesel, and they are just as almost silent. Okay, you look at 20 years ago, for example, if you take a BMW affordable 3.16, they use the carburetor engines. Now most of them are what do you call it?
The turbocharged engines. And
Turbocharged
the
ones, injectors and all that. So my question is, talking about servicing in this country, maintaining a vehicle, do you, from your experience, do you think in Ghana, from the places where people fix cars and all that, we are up to date when it comes to working on these, you know, new generation kind of engines? Is it easy? Are we finding it easy, or there are issues there?
For me, it will amaze you the sort of technology available. If you go to the garages right now, you go to the workshops right now, all the mechanics are using tablets and they are reading exactly what is the problem. They have their diagnostic machines that they use in diagnosing.
With the codes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have all those available that they are using to diagnose their vehicles. So, yes, the technology is available. It depends on the mechanic. Does he want to upgrade? We started from DOS to Windows, and people still don't want to use computers. So it's an individual thing. If you want to upgrade yourself, it's available. Then again, I will say that not all of them are available. For instance, if you pick a car like Tesla,
Okay.
I know someone who owns a Tesla here in Ghana.
How does he charge it?
I know someone who owns a Tesla in Ghana.
And does he have the charge points?
So that's the question. I can take you to the person's house. But at the end of the day, when it's due for servicing, he takes it back for servicing. So yes, even though he wants to drive a Tesla here in Ghana, the technology and the know-how is not available. He needs to take it out there. But 9 out of 10, you would have the technology available, so you go and service your vehicle. But if the mechanic is not a top-notch guy or doesn't want to upgrade, then you'd always have issues with your vehicle.
Well, so it means the technology is there, but it's a matter of how they're able to combine the encoding systems and how they understand what the codes are. So it means it's not really a problem. You just have to find the right places to go to, I suppose.
You need to look for the right guy.
Okay, so this is coming from Nana K. Nana K says, great show, guys. Keep it up. And my dream car is Lexus LX 570. Let me clap for you. You know what the LX 570 is, right? Charlie, that is something else. See how I'm smiling? It's called comfort. It's
If
just
you talk
comfortable.
about cars, it will sweep you off your feet.
I know. And so this is also from Frank in Takrady. My dream car is a 4-wheel drive. I'm sure he wants any 4-wheel drive. Please, what is the difference between 4-wheel drive and saloon cars, as in price, comfort, fuel consumption, durability, and speed? Before you take that, let me add one more. Okay, let's take that. So he wants to know the difference between a saloon car and a 4-wheel car in terms of durability, speed, fuel consumption. Yeah.
So it comes back to what we discussed initially. You could have a 4-wheel drive in a saloon car. All 4 wheels are spinning. You have SUV that is also a 4-wheel drive. All 4 wheels are spinning. You will have a saloon car that's a 3.0 liter engine turbocharged. You will have an SUV 4x4, as we always call it, that is a 5.7 liter engine.
Yeah.
Both cars will still give you the same performance.
Yeah.
But where do you live? Where do you want to go?
Okay.
What sort of area do you live in? Are you able to drive a saloon car in your neighborhood?
Your roads
Are the
matter.
roads good
Yeah.
enough?
Yeah.
Unlike my friend Kwame Pepra, who lives somewhere around Abokobi, his roads are terrible. So he wants to drive a Land Cruiser.
Okay.
But on any day, Kwame wants to drive a saloon car, a fast car for that matter. So yes, both cars can give you the same function, but where you live
Also matters in this.
matters.
All right, so I'm going to go on my very next. When I'm back, we're going to open the phone line so that you can call and ask Kwesi some questions. Don't ask me questions. Me, I don't know anything. I just love toys. You know, I'm just enthused about these things. But ask Kwesi the questions. He will answer you, okay? And so we'll take this break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned. Unfortunately, we will not have much time, but the phone lines are open anyway. So it's 0555-657278, 0555-657278. There's one thing I need to do before we go, and you can start making your calls also. And then the messages keep coming, but we'll see. We'll try and deal with them. So when I started the show, I did mention that we are being supported by Casapreco Alomobites and also Yamvita. Yamvita has a lot of nice things for kids. I want to give this man something nice. You know, he's educated us a lot, but I'll not give it to you for free. You know, being a man, I suppose you should be helping the women at home and all that. Do you know, you say about Pampers?
Just give me a shot at it. Give me a
Okay,
shot.
just describe in less than a minute how to clean up a baby and then put on Pampers. Less than a minute.
Okay, so that's the little boy. I just pick him up, put him on my lap, take off his Pampers. I have wipes by me. I just raise his legs, clean him up with the wipes, remove my gloves, and then put it back in. Replace the Pampers.
You are done.
Yeah.
You are not sure you take some slaps when you get home from your wife.
No, not at all.
On that note, I have this beautiful gift from Yumvita for you.
These days we can't do the handshake. What would you
No.
do the elbow?
The elbow takes
Thank
a lot,
you.
yes. So that is for you. This is coming from Yumvita from Acidor, and it's supposed to be for the kids at home. All right. So let's pick the first caller, then we can move on. Hello, caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Prince. I'm calling from Malam.
Hi, Prince. Let's hear you.
I just want to make a comment on the program.
Okay.
The guy in the video, your panelist,
His name is Kwesi.
Kwesi okay.
Yes.
I think he didn't mention Toyota cars because what I think is now the Toyota cars that are coming, they are very fast. I remember I traveled recently with a friend. My friend was using the BMW 5 Series 2015 model.
Okay.
He really know how to drive. And I was using a Camry 2014
Okay.
model. I think we traveled to Takwadi or something. And the way I was doing with the Camry with him on the road, it was bad. So I just want to make a comment that the BMW I know, but now the new Toyota cars that are coming, they are more fast and very economical, fast and in everything. So maybe my dream car would be maybe Toyota. That's why maybe
All right.
Land Cruiser or something.
All right. We so appreciate it. But please be careful next time on the road. It's very important as well.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your call.
All right.
So, Kwesi, somebody says you are being biased. So you are not talking about Toyota. Why?
We mentioned the saloon cars and the SUVs, and like you rightly said,
so it's all part of
like
it,
you
I
rightly
suppose.
said, the current Toyota Camry, that's a 3.0 turbo,
Yeah.
will be
No,
faster.
That vehicle is massive. I've seen it.
The horsepower on that car
It's massive.
is terrible.
Yeah.
So yes, Toyota cars, you can't underrate them. We are not being biased.
I see. So, you know, there are some vehicles that people buy and then they change the engine. I think I even have a similar message. So this coming from Boris from Teman. Boris says, I'm using Hyundai Sonata 3 with 2.0 liter engine, and I want to know if it's possible I can change the engine to a smaller one with the same performance due to too much fuel consumption. And that's where I was going to. So you can have a vehicle, well, sometimes engine breaks down, so you want to change the engine. Sometimes it's not because the engine breaks down, but for this reason of consumption, somebody wants to, you know, change the engine. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages with that?
So each vehicle comes with a manual, the manufacturer's guide. So I'd want to downgrade the performance of the vehicle. I'd want to use a smaller engine. Why do I want to use a smaller engine? Because of consumption. Okay, fine. If you'd want to do consumption, that's okay. But you should know that a car won't give you the same performance as originally was designed for. You won't get that performance. Secondly, yes, your objective will be met in terms of fuel economy. But at the end of the day, you need to find out from whoever is going to effect the changes whether he has the know-how to do. Because if you don't have the know-how, you will end up being miserable because he's worked on the car and he's messed it up.
Yeah.
And you don't want to end up like that. You wanted to save money, but you end up losing your car completely.
Yeah. Well, Kwesi, I want to say a very big thank you for this evening. I wish we could speak more and more because there are so many questions coming up on our console and so many questions that I had in mind. Things like the difference between a four-wheel and all-wheel, what's the front wheel and all that. But I guess we probably can plan another and talk more. Maybe this time around we'll talk about the VIP buses and all that. It's also something that's very... No, I have that interest, even to drive ahead. You know, driving ahead, what that means. Wow. Sometimes I dream of buying a head for a private vehicle. Anyway, some people may think I'm mad. Thank you very much for being part of this evening. We are grateful. And I want to say a big thank you to Casa Preco Alomo Bitters for making this show possible. Yamvita, we cannot also live without saying thank you to you. A big thank you to Kwesi. Kwesi, I'd love to invite you again. I'm sure we can have another discussion for another whole hour, and we can have a lot more fun. Your question for the next one won't be that simple. We're Bob Pampers, no offer prize. It won't happen. So thank you very much for being part of this evening. We'll bring you another show next week, God willing. Please be safe.